Good morning, crafters. It's a very chilly morning in the craft room this morning, so I've got all my heaters on and the sun's directly in my eyes, but we'll crack on. I'm in the middle of making some of these lovely little, very simple to make Christmas trees. Feeling very Christmassy here with a bit of background Christmas music and making Christmas decorations, so I thought I'd pop on and share how to make these. So I'm using some of them as little Christmas ornaments to hang on the tree, and some of them will be standalone decorations like that, and I might glitter them up and what have you as we go through. Right, so let's move that out of the way. So you will need a square piece of paper, and it must be a true square because otherwise some of your folds might be off. So what we're going to do, let me just think, move things away. So to start off with, we're going to fold point to point on our squares. So straight across, point to point, and fold down. My bone folder. Use your bone folder to reinforce those creases. Open it out again, turn it, and send it the other way. There we go. So we've now got two folds creating those 4 triangles. Then we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to go edge to edge. So straight across, edge to edge. There we go. And as long as you've got a true piece of square piece of paper, your folds should all meet up at the point there. Sorry if that sunlight is getting in your way, but yeah, so that way and then that way. My desk's in shade at the moment, it won't be soon, so I thought I'd better do this now. So now we've got that sort of Union Jack fold going on again. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our points and we're going to push them in, creating that sort of fold. Yeah, or you can hold like that and pinch that in, you create the same thing, and you bring them together and fold them flat and you get a square going on there like that. I'm just going to reinforce all of those folds again like that. Open it out, fold it the other way, just to reinforce everything and make sure everything's lying flat. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we have these 4 leaves going on. So we're going to open one up. I'm going to use my bone folder to go all the way down, and I'm going to open it up. And what I'm aiming to do is to get this crease line to line up with this line here. So I'm going to hold it down, make sure my point is sharp, and then I'm going to bring my bone folder down and reinforce those creases just like that. I'm going to flip it over and do exactly the same with this crease, with this flap here, this fold. Open it out, line up my crease mark with these fold marks here, making sure that my point is nice and sharp, and then bring in my bone folder down to crease all of those. Then I'm going to fold them both up, because now I want to do is to do it with this one. So I found going opposite sides makes it a little bit simpler and easier to keep your folds true. When I've gone round, so starting with this one, then gone to the next one, then gone to the one at the back, and then finishing up the other side, if that makes any sense whatsoever, it kind of skews the paper a little bit. So there we go. So flip it over so we can start to see that sort of kite mark taking place, and we're going to use this one as well and open that one out. So making sure that point is nice and sharp, bring down the fold line so it matches up, and then using your bone folder reinforce all of those crease marks. So we've now got that kite shape. Okay, so what we're going to do is open it out like that, and then I'm going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut off all of this end. I'm going to go straight across this line here, and that will give us a nice flat base for our Christmas tree. Go straight across, there we go. Here we are, and this is all now waste. Although when you use a 12 by 12 you've got some nice big pieces, so you might be able to use those to punch out some nice shapes, or a bit too small for tags maybe, but you might still be able to use those. So I'm going to put them to one side and I'm going to pop those in my scrap box. Now what we can do is we can use that if you're happy and want a more contemporary style tree. That can be quite, you know, that can be your finished product like that. Just open it out and using your glue, just put some glue along the ends there between those pages, and then hold them together, and that will finish off your tree nicely. However, if you want to carry on and do this style of tree, you'll need to keep your scissors handy, because what I'm now going to do is make sure I've got 4 that side, and hello, can't count, 1, 2, 3, 4 that side, and 1, 2, 3, 4 that side, because it's going to make it a lot easier for me now to cut through. You can do it individually, but I prefer to go all the way through if I'm using a nice lightweight paper like this. So I'm going to go about 1 centimetre up, that's slightly more, and I'm going to cut in. Now you can go across to about 1.5 centimetres out, but the way I'm going to fold, I'm only going in about 1.5 centimetres. Then I'm going to go up 1 centimetre and cut exactly the same. I'm going slightly further with this one, and again cutting across, slightly further in, another centimetre up and cut, another centimetre and cut, and I'm going to stop. Do I want to go there? Yeah, I'll do one more, but I'm going to stop well away from that crease line there. So now what I've got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the top of the tree. So I'm going to turn it the other way. I'm going to flip mine and do whichever way works easiest for you, and I'm going to follow those. So what I'm going to do is come this side directly across. I'm going to line up my scissors and I'm going to cut in line with that cut there, and I'm going to come in about the same amount from this side. There we go. So I'm cutting in slightly more than that. There we go. So I've got that both sides. Now I'm going to go up to the next one. I'm going to line up my scissors again, and I'm going to cut in. There we go. And I'm going to carry on up the tree like that, lining up my scissors carefully with the cut directly opposite, making sure that I don't go anywhere near that crease line. And I now have all of those cut just like that. Now what I'm going to do is open those out, because they do, when you cut through several at a time, they do tend to catch, don't they? So I'm going to open those up a little bit just to pull them apart from each other. There we go, just like that. And then I'm going to start folding. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking, this is the crease, so this is the top, this is the point. I'm taking this crease line and I'm lining it up with the bottom here. So I'm trying to keep that corner. Let me just flip that out, that might be easier for you to see. Let me stop that. So this crease mark here, I'm going to line up here, keeping this corner as sharp as I can. Popping my thumbnail there just to hold it and coming across to a point. I'm going to use my bone folder to reinforce that. Now that one's done. I'm going to move up to the next one and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to line this up, the creased core edge, with this cut edge here. Bring it across, keeping that corner, that point as sharp as I can. And I'm going to work my way up the whole of the tray, just like that. Using my nail to reinforce it when I can. Okay, last one. Now the last one, because we can't go right the way up to the crease, it's a shorter cut, so it's not going to line up with that bottom cut edge. So I'm just going to make it as pointed as I can and reinforce all of those all the way down. Then I'm going to bring the next one across and I'm going to do exactly the same, going all the way up and reinforcing all of those as much as I can. Once you get a rhythm going, it's actually not too bad. Can be time consuming, especially on some of the smaller pieces. So it doesn't matter what size size paper you use, as long as it is a nice squared off paper. So you're going to do that with all of them. I'm just on the last ones here. Let me put you on pause for a minute. Okay, no coffee, just bring it over. It's alright, hubby's just bringing me a cup of coffee. Thank you, dear. Pop that there. Right, so this one, as you can see, I'm almost all the way round. So I'm folding, carrying on exactly as I've done before, making sure that they come to a nice point. There we go. Last one on that. Go all the way down, flipping over. Oh, I thought I only had 2 left on this. Seems I've got 3. So making sure that you're reinforcing all of those creases all the way around. As I say, once you get started, you soon get a nice rhythm going, and I use my thumbnail to reinforce those creases before I then come in with my bone folder. Right, last one. So again, bringing it across into a nice, oops, that's not exactly a point, is it? Nice point. Bringing it down like that. All the way down. That coffee smells nice. I'm on decaf coffee now because I've got high blood pressure apparently, so cutting out salt and caffeine is one of the best things I can do, as alongside losing a little bit of weight, which I'm going to try and do. So there we go, that's our finished tray. Now if I can get my glue to work, that one was bunged up, so let's try this one. So now what I'm going to do is flip it over, and to reinforce everything I'm just going to put a little bit of glue inside here, just not a lot, just a little bit, to close things over and to reinforce the creases, just to hold it closed. Nice thing about this as well is once you've done it, you can then fold them flat for storage if you want to keep them for next year, or if you're making them in advance of Christmas, as I am, because the Christmas decorations aren't going up just yet, but I do like to get ahead. This year I quite like the more natural wood and natural colours for my porch and that. So I'm just going to lay that flat and reinforce all of those creases again, so that we have those nice branches for the tree. One that's not folded there, so let's bring that over, fold that in. There we go, and that is your tree finished. What you can do if you want to, as I've done here, you can add a piece of thread or baker's twine just by putting a little bit of glue there and then adding a loop of cotton. But yeah, those are all my trees ready, and they, as I say, they're going to go out in the porch come Christmas on my wooden Christmas trees, just to give it a real nice zhuzh. So let's move those out of the way. So that's how to make those Christmas trees. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. What I also wanted to do was to do a little bit of a haul. I was at where was I? I was in Solihull yesterday, and they've got the Works shop, and it's much bigger than my local one in Chelmsley. And so I was enjoying having a look around, and they've got a lot more bits and pieces. And what I found is that they've also got, this is £4, they've also got a lot of the Crafter's Companion. This is the Gemini. But I've been after one of these for my dice for some time, and they've got one in there which is £5, and it's got all the bits and pieces. But when I saw this one, which is the Crafter's Companion one, and it comes with the foam base as well, nice big one, I thought, yeah, I'm saving £1, and I'm also getting the foam, so I thought I'll get that. So yeah, they had quite a lot of Crafter's Companion stuff in. I was really surprised. I've also bought these lovely dies. I do like my cogs and wheels and clocks and things, so bought those for £5, which I thought was good. I've bought some pom-pom trim as well, some nice red pom-pom trim for some of my Christmas projects. And because, as you know, if you've been watching my videos, I've got a new granddaughter, so I thought I'd get this. £2, and it's hard book with the 2 rings as well. So I'm going to decorate that up, and I'll show you in a project share. I'll probably use the same papers as I did for the wall hanging, the jade wall hanging. So yeah, once I've done it, I'll let you know how it turned out. So fingers crossed that works out quite well. So anyway, so that was my little bit of a haul. I've got a friend coming round this afternoon. She's promised she was going to post me some friend mail, but she said there's too much, she's going to bring it down. So I'm quite excited to see what she brings me this afternoon, and I'm sure I will be sharing it later on today with you. Okay, so that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial and my tiny little haul from the works, and see you soon. Have a good day.